Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long and hard couple of weeks. It's been a real struggle for content, but we're back. We're back with a bang. It's finally, once again, time to talk about Celtic. We head into a game tomorrow at Celtic Park. The return to paradise for Celtic. The return to paradise for myself against Ross County. Let's do it. The preview show. What are we going to expect tomorrow as we return to Parkhead? Well, if you want to check out the top line of the description, I urge you please to do so. Check out the channel sponsors, OneFootball, and download the OneFootball app through my link. It'll give you everything you need to know ahead of tomorrow's game against Ross County and every game afterwards, all around world football, not just Celtic as well. Best app you can really download for everything that sort of content-wise. You know what to do. Use my link in the description and download the OneFootball app. Also, we are less than 200 subscribers away from 30,000. Thank you all so much. If you haven't already, please consider going down below, pressing that big red subscribe button. It is free after all, and get us over the line to 30k. It would be magic. Thanks so much. So then, I'll be back at Celtic Park tomorrow. I missed the last couple of games when I was out with the COVID. I didn't manage to make it along. Now we're talking about COVID passports coming into play, which is, I think, ridiculous. It's going to be an absolute farce. I mean, Celtic can hardly handle the ticketing system, never mind the COVID passport system. So that's going to be a laugh starting October 1st. But I will be there tomorrow for the home match against Ross County. I'm looking forward to it. And look, listen, it's one of those match previews that you really don't have too much to say. There's not much of a wild take on things. Tomorrow, I'm expecting Celtic to go out all guns blazing and try and get one of those 6-0 performances we had against Dundee, and we had against, who else was it we beat 6-0 as well? St Mirren. You know, I want a performance like that again, and I'm fully expecting Celtic to deliver an upbeat and exciting performance. Maybe not 6 goals again, but I'm fully expecting Celtic to go out and win the game tomorrow against Ross County. Ross County's currently sitting 9th in the Premiership table. Let's not sleep on them too much. We'll talk about them a bit in a moment, but Celtic do have their issues heading into this game. The massive story and the main talking point about this video was about the new signings and how they would maybe come into the side and what we'd expect to see from them tomorrow. But it's kind of changed. Last night the news was broken that Kyogo will be missing the next 7 games, 3 to 4 weeks of games, due to an injury picked up on the international break, at a time where we have lost our marquee player in Odsonne-Edouard, our marquee forward in Odsonne-Edouard. We have now lost our new marquee forward for 4 weeks, so it opens up this question as to what happens tomorrow, what happens for the next 4 weeks. A man who was just electric, he was on form, fine form, right before the international break. He's now injured. It's a massive problem for Celtic. Let's not pretend it's not. Yes, it's a problem that I think we can fix and we will get through. But Kyogo before the international break was arguably our best player. I know he didn't do much in the game at Ibrox, but you know, he's still a talented player, and he's been doing so much. He's been scoring goals, making goals. Our style of play seems to have been dictated around the sort of pace that he brings into the team. That is going to be an issue for Celtic to try and fix tomorrow and over the next few weeks. And it's not even like we have got that quick fix that we thought we'd maybe have in Giannis Giakoumakis. It's not Giannis. What am I thinking of? Thinking of fucking basketball. Georgios Giakoumakis. It's not a quick fix with big Georgios either. According to Ange Postecoglou, he doesn't want to throw him right into the team. Listening to the press conference today, he doesn't want to get him right in there just now because he's not had a lot of pre-season training. So it does look as though this might be a massive chance for Albin Ajeti to step up. Little did we think we'd be saying that. We did not have this envisionment of this happening at the start of the international break, but here we are. We're put in this situation, which can be looked at as a positive, I suppose. It's a big chance for Ajeti to step up to the plate. This will probably be his biggest chance yet in a Celtic shirt, and it's his chance to stake a claim in what is becoming a very, very talented and very difficult squad to get into. You know, we've brought in another striker. We've got Kyogo in fine form. You know, Ajeti's place is a little bit up in the air and question where it is, considering we spent £6 million in the guy. So tomorrow is a massive chance for him should he start the game. I have always had faith in Ajeti. I've wanted to back Ajeti for as long as he's been here at the club, but he's not given the sort of evidence to suggest yet that he should be backed, that he is good enough to play for Celtic. He had that blistering start at the beginning of his Celtic career, and we've not really seen anything since. Tomorrow he needs to step up. against Ross County, it's the perfect opportunity for Albion Ajeti to give one of those performances where he gets 1 or 2 goals, he gets dictating and he gets involved in a lot of the play. And he really shows why he's here at Celtic and how he can be of use of us this season. This is a big 4 weeks for him. And I don't even know if it stretches over the course of 4 weeks for Ajeti, because give it 1 or 2 of those 4 weeks of Kyogo being missing, and then Big Yakimakis is ready. He's ready to come into the squad. So these next 2-3 games are massive for Albion Ajeti. And if he understands that and he wants a future at Celtic and he believes in himself, which from the work that he looked as though he put in pre-season, he clearly does. But if he wants to prove himself at Celtic and be a Celtic player, the next 2 or 3 games are massive for him, and he needs to show that. He needs to show that he understands that and he wants to be here at the club. I'm expecting a big performance from him should he be given the nod tomorrow. Ross County, yeah, let's not sleep on them. A team that I think most people wrote off at the start of the season. Yeah, it's not been the greatest start for them. They're still only sitting with 2 draws from their 4 games. But certainly against what I said against Rangers anyway, Ross County aren't a team who are going to be very easy this season. They're not going to be pushovers. They did put up a bit of a fight up in Dingwall, and now this is a different situation coming down to Celtic Park, of course, but they showed last year that they don't struggle with coming down to Celtic Park. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. It's a different Ross County side. They've lost a couple of their big names, like the guys that really worried us last season from Ross County. Well, I say worried, but the guys who caused issues from Ross County last season are gone. Malky Mackay's now in charge too. But as I said, that game against Rangers, they showed they can score goals, they showed they can be a threat, and they can keep themselves in a sort of range of battle. They aren't going to be the pushovers that, you know, I thought they would have been at the start of the season. I had them down the bottom of the table, no consideration for survival, no consideration for fight. They got a point against Aberdeen too, which was massive for them. You know, this is a side who are really going to be up for the task, and I think for as much as we should be calling Malky Mackay all the bastards under the sun, when it comes to a football managing sort of perspective, he is a guy that's clued up and knows what he's doing. Yes, he's a prick, but you know, he's a guy who's had success in the past, and he'll rub off with experience at Ross County, and that's the sort of challenge that they'll bring to Celtic Park tomorrow, that sort of experience with him at the helm. But look, the way we're playing, and hopefully we just pick up exactly how we were playing before the international break, despite the 2 losses on the bounce. But the way we were playing at Celtic Park, you know, that home form, hopefully that continues from tomorrow. Hopefully we are scoring goals for fun. Hopefully we're playing that same exciting, fast-paced, magic football. Ultimately, it's what we all want, but it's certainly what we're capable of. So I'm expecting the quick moving, the quick passing. I'm expecting everybody to do their bit, and ultimately it should be too much for Ross County to handle. So team and score predictions then. What am I going to say? Well, team I think is going to be pretty standard from what we've seen over the course of our last few games and what we've done before the international break. Joe Hart in goals. I do think this is it. This is time. I think Anthony Ralston will be gone from the starting 11. Not out of any spite or malice. I just think that we're going to put in our £4.5 million, or whatever the fee was, £3.5 million signing Josip Juranovic in and get him into his position. Look, the guy's starting every game for the Croatian national team. He has to start for Celtic. Tony Ralston, his time's not over. He's shown that he's still of use to this club and he's fought for his place. I expect to see him in the team again, but for now I think Juranovic will come into the starting 11. I think we'll see Welsh and Starfelt once more at the back. I don't think he'll throw Carter Vickers in quite yet. If he does, not complaining. I would like to see Starfelt and Carter Vickers get that start from what I said in my best 11 a couple of weeks ago. Taylor on the left-hand side, in the middle, McGregor to carry on his fine form, Turnbull hopefully as well, and Tom Rogic, will he come back into the starting 11 after a long international journey from Australia? I hope so, I'm going to say that. And obviously the big question mark about Kyogo, I do think it'll be Ajeti by the way things are sounding. Ajeti up front, Abada on the right, and let's get Jota right in this team. I know I just said for Carter Vickers, not quite yet, but we need a left winger in that team. So Jota is the option. Get him in, get him starting. And Celtic tomorrow are going to win 4-0. There's my prediction, 4-0 for Celtic, and I'm very excited to get back to Celtic Park. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's much appreciated if you hit like and subscribe as well, and I'll see you all next time.